Hello and welcome to this edition of Peake Life. I'm Elizabeth Vaughn, and today we're talking about a really interesting program offered by the fire department. I am here with Deputy Fire Marshal Simuel Fraizer. You guys have a really interesting program that I think a lot of people probably don't know about, and it's called the Juvenile Firesetter Education Program. So give me a quick synopsis. What is this program?
Yes, okay. Our Juvenile Firesetter Education Program is a program basically where we bring in kids that have some type of excitement or experimented with fire. We bring them in and we educate them on the dangers of fire. Not only do we educate them, we also teach them fire life safety skills. We show them how to draw a escape plan for their own house. We teach them stop, drop, and roll. The basic fire life safety things we teach them, as well as if they did experiment with fire, we teach them the safety and we teach them the dangers of it. That's very important for us to make sure they clearly understand how dangerous it is to play with fire. Most juveniles between the ages of 8 and 18, 9 out of 10 die in fires just by playing with fire. They die. So we want to hit that home as well. As we teach them and let them make sure they understand that if they continue to play with fire, the problems and issues they may occur. So if they continue to play with fire, they may go to juvenile detention. They may go to jail even. So we try to hit those things home so they can understand and stop doing it, and we have a successful outcome.
Now, what kind of kids or how do these kids get involved with you? You know, how do they even get connected with you? How do you hear about them?
Okay, normally they'd be recommended. Some parents will call down and say, hey, I saw a light or a match in my child's room. Could you speak to my child? We'll handle that situation differently than we will handle other situations. They may set a fire. The fire marshal may recommend that child, a firefighter, a teacher, guidance counselor. Anybody can recommend a child, and we'll bring the child in, question the child, and see if they fit our program. If they fit the program, we'll put them through the program. That's generally how we handle it. But we don't always want to be a reactive resource. We want to be there. If you feel like this resource is needed beforehand, then by all means let us know, and we'll come in and try to teach that child and educate that child before that child even starts a fire or play with matches or lighters, things of that nature.
This sounds like your job is really so much more than just, you know, here are the facts. You sound like you really mentor these kids.
I do. I have a passion. I've been a, I've been a mentor, a coach for almost 20 plus years now. Wow. So I have a passion with kids, so I take it very seriously and I take it very dear to my heart.
So what kind of things do you do with them in the program? You know, if it's discovered that they really do have something with fire, this could be a dangerous road they're going down, how do you help them?
What I do is if we do discover they have let's say a passion for fire, what I try to do is mainly hit home the education. And then also a lot of kids may not have a big brother, so I try to step in as that big brother figure as well. I found that a lot of kids would share things with me that they don't necessarily share with their parents. They'll be honest, open and honest with me, but they won't be open and honest with their parents. So I try to fit in as a big brother mentor role, as well as a stern, authoritative figure, and educate the kids on the safeties and dangers of playing with fire.
It sounds like you do a really great job of providing that guidance and that information for them. Is there ever a time where you have to pull in outside help? You know, I have to imagine there are probably a lot of different reasons why different kids choose to play with fire.
We do have another program in the city. It's called the JCC, the Juvenile Conference. So we'll bring them in sometimes because they do add extra resources. A kid may need some type of counseling or something of that nature, or a kid may even need a job. Yeah. And they can help those kids find jobs. They can help those kids get in a certain type of counseling if they need it and different things of that nature. So we do partner with other groups within the city to help us give the best service for the child.
No, we were talking earlier, and it kind of sounds like with so many other things that teens get themselves into trouble with, a big reason that you often see why kids go down this path is that they're bored. They've got too much time on their hands.
Exactly. Now that especially at this time, we're dealing with COVID. Kids have a lot of time. They are not in school. A lot of them are at home. And these are bright young men and women, and they are very smart, and they're experimenting with things that they should be maybe experimenting in a science lab, but they're doing it at home in their backyard, in their bedroom, and different things like that, and it's unfortunately causing a fire and causing issues for the fire department.
What a great way for you to look at it. Like I can see why you're so good at what you do, because you're, allowing it to be, here is a kid experimenting, looking for something to do. Let's find a more constructive way for them to do that. So what's the end of the program like? How do they come out of this program?
We put them through maybe 3 to 4 weeks. We put them through, we ask questions, we learn the child. We want to learn a lot about the child and who that person is inside the child. Once we do that, we educate them on, like I said, we educate them on what could happen if they continue to play with fire, and we show them the prosperous life that they could live if they went down the right way and graduate from high school. We show them all the different colleges that they can attend on, the things that they like. And I tend to follow a kid because that is my passion. So if a kid is in elementary school, I try to follow them to middle school. If they're in middle school, I try to follow them to high school to college. And what we do at that point is I'm just a big brother or a mentor, and I get all types of invites to graduations, birthday parties, chorus recitals, band recitals. So that smile, that put a smile on my heart just to see that child where they were at one point, and now I played in a role in them turning around, and they're doing great in school and doing things like that. So that makes me smile.
Do you think they ever become firefighters? I mean, do they take that passion into being really constructive? And
some of them have in the past, but it's been a while ago before me.
Yeah.
Right now, my kids are still in high school, so they're coming through. But I'm sure some of them probably will. I'm sure.
Well, before we finish up, is there any cost to this? And if a parent maybe has a concern and wants to reach out, how can they do that?
Okay, there is actually no cost to this. We provide this program free to the citizens of Chesapeake. If a parent did want to reach out to us, they could easily give us a call at the fire department headquarters, and they'll make sure they get directed to the right person that they need to get directed to.
Great. Deputy Fire Marshal Fraizer, thank you so much for everything you do. Sounds like you're a real asset to the city. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
That does it for this episode of Peake Life. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.